Good morning, good morning. It is Friday. You made it another week. So we are still out of The Anomaly Mindset by Sandy Krakowski. And today's note is actually something I talk about with my clients. So her note says today, what will you do now, today, with the gifts that God has given you? What will you do now, today, with the gifts that God has given you? Far too often, God gives us gifts that people end up turning into hobbies versus taking those gifts and mastering the living mess out of them, because that's what God gave you. Okay? What kind of examples could we be talking about? It could be woodworking. It could be building homes. It could be photography. It could be painting or making any type of artwork. Most of this artwork here in my prayer room, let me get out the way for a second. Most of this stuff, minus this right here, is all handmade here in my prayer room. Handmade stuff by people who utilize their gifts that God gave them. We far too often, out of fear, because the world has made us believe that we have to have certain careers in order to be successful, we stay focused on those careers that we're miserable in, and we let go of the gifts that God has given us instead of perfecting and mastering those gifts and running full speed ahead with them. So if you're gifted in art and woodworking and building homes and landscaping and, like I said, photography, anything like that, perfect it, master it, because that's what the master created you to do. That is what our Creator put us here to do. He gave us all gifts for a reason. What are you going to do today? Stop operating in fear. Stop it. If you're not happy in your career, it's probably because you're where you're not supposed to be. God did not appoint you there. You got there out of fear or manifestation without asking God for guidance, okay? Or you were just desperate. But yet you've got these gifts over here that you're not mastering, you're not utilizing, that God gave you. And if you would just trust Him with those gifts today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, today, right now, today, what are you doing with the gifts that He gave you? If you've not picked up your gift in a long time, today is your day. I want you to go do something that deals with your gift today. So if it's carving something, go out and carve something. If it's doing landscaping, I don't care if it's even a little pot, go out and make a beautiful arrangement. If you can afford to go out and build a whole garden today, go do it. If it's photography, go out, find somewhere and take the most amazing pictures you've ever taken in your life. And I guarantee you, when you do it with your whole heart, beautiful things will happen. Stop sitting in fear. The reason why I'm good at this and I can talk like this is because I've done it. I knew I was gifted to teach. I knew that. I've known that since I was a young girl. Okay? I became a teacher first in public school, absolutely in love with it. Left when I retired from teaching, I was still in love with it after 12 years. Okay? And I had to pray and ask God, well, how do I still utilize my gifts to teach? And that's how I got into personal training. God took my love for athletics and blended them with teaching, and I started working at a gym. And within 6 months of me moving here to Oklahoma, my gifts overflowed so much with the amount of clientele I had that God told me, it's time for you to do this on your own. I need you to be brave enough to do this on your own. I already knew what my business name was because He gave it to me years ago. So I got LLC'd, and I've been in business for 7 years because I took the gift that He gave me of teaching and I mastered it. That's where the life coaching comes in. He gave me a gift to coach people, and that's why we're here. I love you all. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow.